Hey guys, Niles with A&J Demo and Salvage. We're gonna have a shop day today. I had to come down here and do a guy was wanting a little bit of wood for a wall he's doing for a family member. So I came down and we got that ready. And I'm gonna shoot a short video on milling wood. Now we're not actually gonna mill it today because I'm by myself today, unfortunately, but I'm gonna show you guys kind of what goes into it and where we do it at. So here's the big yard where I come in and kind of put big messy piles of shit everywhere, and then we just kind of got to pick through it and make it happen. Maybe one day I'll have 20,000 square feet that's heated, maybe right there, but we'll see. For right now, we just kind of work our butt off and make it happen. So the milled product is a 5/8 of an inch product that usually goes up on walls. People use it for crafts and whatnot. And I mill up 2x4s and 2x6s. So this would be a beauty 2x4 right here. And this actually whole stack is I've been sorting this. This was off of a huge project that I did this summer, and there was a home, a bunkhouse, a barn. Gosh, the garage even had old wood in it. We even found a little bit of redwood on that project, which we'll shoot a video of it. But today we're just going to talk about the milled product. And so here's a Primo 2x4, and here's another one here. Now, we work in a little bit of smooth and a little bit of rough cut in the walls. I feel like it does it more justice. If you run a whole wall with rough cut, it just gets a little busy. Though some people love it, and I'm not going to try to talk them out of it, but I just kind of try to present it in a way where it's all old wood, it's got beautiful aging to it, and a good mix. It tends to look nice. And I'll show you actually a wall that I did that on at the other shop. So what we do here is we take 5/8 of an inch off of each face of a 2x4, 2x6, and sometimes 2x8. And about where my thumb is at is about 5/8 of an inch. So that'll just be resawn and cut off of that. So you still have the outside character of the wood. You just have a product that's easy to use and it's consistent. So what the milled product, so people that are usually willing to, pay a little bit more for the milled product, they're usually putting in something over the top of it, like crown molding, shelving, just something to where you can't have barnwood that's all over the place. Most barnwood is anywhere from 3/4 of an inch to 1.25 inches, and that's a 1/2 inch difference. So when you see that on a wall, you got a piece of wood that's sticking out quite a bit farther than the rest of the wood. Like this skip sheeting, for instance, here. So there's roughly an inch, 7/8 of an inch. But if you look at this guy, that's probably 3/4. So there's nails in it, and I don't have sawhorses in front of me right now, but it's a textured look, and some people love it, and that's what they want. And then some people just need a more consistent milled product. So this stuff is all going up there. It's all rough cut 2x6 and some 2x4 here. Some of what goes up is S2S or 2x4s and 2x6s out of older craftsman homes where it's just gorgeous. Like this stuff right here, like I just showed you. This stuff right here with the ferrous stains from the nails. I really like to mill 2x4s and 2x6s mainly. 2x8s are a little harder on the blades. This will probably be milled up just because it's kind of knotty, and trying to pitch it to like the tabletop guys or furniture guys, it'll be a little bit rough to use because they just got joinery work and stuff they got to do. So what I'll do with this stuff is I will mill this up. Actually, I know I'm going to. And you can see right here, there's a nice 4-foot section, but before that big knot. And then we got another nice section over here. And little knots are fine. We just don't want these big, gnarly knots. You know, these were cut out of big trees. Like this guy right here, that doesn't mill up nice. So, yeah, we're gonna mill up. I didn't see a lot of this 2x8 that I couldn't do that with. So this is a nice, pretty close to an 8-foot section. Here, 6 at least, before that knot. And then another remainder. So it's time consuming, but we're maximizing material, and people do like wider planking if they can, depending on the space. You know, if you got a big like 9 or a 10-foot ceiling, wider planking's nice. If you're just going like around a bar or doing some work in a bathroom, then 4 inch is plenty, really. 4 inch looks nice, especially underneath the bar. If you're doing a bar and you got 36 inches or something like that, sometimes, well, this will be an exaggerated example, but you run three 1x12s underneath the bar, you're not really getting like a wide palette of coloring and different characters and stuff like that, like you would with 4 inch or 6 inch. So, you know, I'm not a designer, but, you know, we've been doing this for a while, and, you know, we know what looks good from experience. So we run it all. 6 is my primo target, and 4 is great. So yeah, here's kind of just where I gotta dump stuff, and I just kind of move accordingly. I just kind of try to stay ahead of where it's needed, really. You know, a lot of these buildings have been getting rained on for a really long time, so, you know, a little bit of moisture is not gonna kill them. Every now and then I will get caught with my pants down, but it's Washington, so you just got to kind of deal with it and roll with the punches. Here's some of the siding off of the Alaska barn here. So I'm gonna walk up to the other area, because that's more what this video is about, and show you guys the saw and some of that product. I've got some 4 inch that's ready right now. And the reason I started milling wood is because I got a building that had, gosh, I don't know, 10,000 lineal feet of rough cut 2x4. Rough cut 2x4. So at the time, a lot of what I sold was furniture wood, you know, and I do like obviously a wall package here and there. And what am I gonna do with that? You know, guys can't biscuit and glue up 4x8 dining room tables with 2x4. They just don't want them. So I've got stacks and stacks and stacks of 2x4s. Is this a 2x4 here? No. And just gorgeous 2x4s. I mean, I just primo. Like this guy right here. You know, really nice rough cut character. And there's just not, it just sat around, and I thought, man, so I tipped it up on my table saw, and this is before I was aware of anybody else doing this. Definitely not saying that I came up with it, because guys have been doing it for a long time. Resawing's popular. I just really wasn't aware of it or how to approach it. So I tipped it up on the table saw and cut each side on a 2x4. And I realized, well, God, I can't do that with a 2x6. That's super hard on a table saw, and it's just stupid. It's just not good use of my time or the tool's time. So I looked into resaws and found this guy here, and they have got some ripper saws anymore, electric heads and just really nice stuff. But this is an accurate cutting saw. It's fast, and it just does what I need it to do. You know, I've got the head goes up and down. So this is the head unit here, and it goes up and down. The conveyor stays stationary, and you know, I just load wood into here. And I think I already mentioned I'm just by myself today, so I'm not going to try to do a video of this, and I'll just do it when I've got someone feeding me and you can kind of see the speed and how it works. It'd just be a better video. But this is the saw, and the conveyor pushes it through, and then you can adjust it. So most of what I run is 5/8 of an inch, and the reason I do that is because you get nominal wood. A lot of guys will run thinner than that, and they try to maximize and pull an interior cut out of the wood and sell it and whatever. I just get 2 slices out of each board. It's a nice stout piece of wood. It holds a nail nice. It's not too thin or it's gonna warp and cup and whatnot. So it's 5/8 of an inch, and you can see the edge of it right here. And that's the milled wood. You can see how consistent it is. And that's just some 4-inch stuff. There's actually a bunch of stuff in there. There's some redwood, and here's a little bit of 6-inch that was just off of the tail end of a stack that I just stuck up here just to keep it dry. And you can see some of the character right here of the 4-inch and how flush it is. And you just don't get that with barnwood. You can. You know, guys have been planing, you know, the backside of barnwood for years to make it consistent for like high-end projects where, like I said, you got crown molding going in or shelving or something that just requires a nice clean surface that you just can't get from barnwood. So you can see, you know, that's just in a stack. That's not even on a wall, and you can see that that's flush. It's something to where you could do miter work, and it's just going to work. So there's that product, and we definitely will get a video of us running the saw. Maybe a super short video of doing some denailing and checking it with the metal detector. That is boring though. It is super boring. There's my metal detector. It's a little cheap one, but it works. It picks up nails. I pick up nails like 6 inches deep in beams with that thing. So it does everything I need it to do. One thing though, I might get a high-end metal detector someday because I hit some aluminum and stainless in some beams I was custom milling up, and it sucked. It was a big chunk of aluminum, and you know, you set your settings on your metal detectors for iron, and it doesn't, and then it won't pick up aluminum, and then if you're picking it up for aluminum, but there's some metal detectors where guys will like hunt coins and gold and whatever, and it shows you everything what it is. I don't know, it maybe, you know, it's not something that I run into all the time, so can't justify it right now. But yeah, guys, that's so this is just kind of where we do this at. Like, this is a random stack of stuff that is shorts, odds and ends off of a barn. You can see some of it's rough cut, some of it's smooth. The stuff that we mill up is smoky fir, like out of the homes and whatnot. And here's this is what this yard here is dedicated for. I've got a couple other little random things here, but this is dedicated for that saw. You know, I can't be coming in here and dumping a bunch of beams and metal and whatnot. And I'm in the process of actually getting this cleaned up and fine-tuned and getting rid of some of these other things to where this is just for that. So I make the decision on location that, hey, this is going to the mill. This is going to be cleaned up and processed and milled. So it is going up to the upper shop. And and the space is going to be set aside for that only. And you can see I do have some random stuff here that probably just got in a hurry one day, but all this stuff's going as quick as soon as possible. So it'll just be 2x4 or 2x6 and what 2x8 we're going to do. So there'll be plenty of room to bring it all in, process it, and then feed it through the mill. And I was talking a little bit a couple minutes ago about smooth versus rough cut. Now this is an example of that here, and you can see you can see that this has got, right here's got the circle saw marks. All the stuff just was lightly sanded, and this is smooth here. And if you look at it, it all just kind of works together. In my opinion, that stuff right there got less sun up top. You still see some brown in it. This needs to have some sealer put on it. And then I trimmed it out with these cool 2x8s right here. So it's kind of some bulky trim here. And then I did it on that opening over there too. And this is my brother's shop here. We just share the space. And like I said, it'll be all his when I take off. So I feel like it's really mutually beneficial here. But yeah, this shows you just kind of what smooth versus rough looks like. So it looks nice in my opinion. Like it gets a little busy. Like if you look like right here, this is rough. If you do a whole wall of like stuff that's just really heavy circle saw marks, it's busy. I'll just leave it at that. So this is it. This is where I'm sure we'll shoot a couple videos of how the saw works and whatnot. And when we have a milling day where it'll be one of the guys feeding me, probably Jamie, and he's just part-time anyway. He just comes and helps every now and then when he's bored or he's not longshoring or getting himself into something. But he'll feed me, and then I'll have my brother or someone else film us so we can show the mill at full speed and how it comes off, and with probably a power, something like that, depending on the size of the order or how much I feel like doing that day. So hey, thanks for watching, and support does help with the subscription and all that stuff. And if you guys have any questions, let me know. All right.